Grigory Rasputin. The name alone evokes images of mystery and intrigue. Born in a small Siberian village, Rasputin's early life was marked by hardship and a quest for spiritual enlightenment. A peasant healer who rose to unimaginable heights within the Russian court. His journey from obscurity to prominence is nothing short of extraordinary. A man whispered to possess supernatural powers, both revered and reviled in equal measure. His presence was said to bring both healing and fear, a duality that defined his enigmatic character. His life, a tangled web of religious fervor, political maneuvering, and scandalous rumors, continues to fascinate historians and enthusiasts alike. Rasputin's influence over the Romanov family, particularly Tsarina Alexandra, sparked both admiration and suspicion. Rasputin's story is not one of simple black and white. His complex personality and the era he lived in make him a subject of endless debate and speculation. He was a complex figure operating in a time of immense social and political upheaval. The early 20th century in Russia was a period of great change, with the old order clashing with new revolutionary ideas. To understand Rasputin, we must delve into the shadows of early 20th century Russia, a nation teetering on the edge of transformation, a period of revolution brewing and an empire on the brink. The social and political unrest of the time provided a fertile ground for Rasputin's rise and eventual fall. His life, though short, left an indelible mark on the course of Russian history, influencing events in ways that are still being unraveled today. Forever entwined with the tragic fate of the Romanov dynasty, his close association with the royal family made him a target for those who sought to bring down the monarchy. This essay seeks to unravel the enigma of Grigory Rasputin. We will delve into the myths and legends that surround him, seeking to uncover the truth behind the man. We will explore the events that shaped his life, from his humble beginnings to his meteoric rise and dramatic demise. His journey is a testament to the unpredictable nature of history. Through historical accounts and first-hand testimonies, we will attempt to separate fact from fiction, piecing together a more accurate picture of Rasputin's life and influence, shedding light on the man behind the myth. His story is one of intrigue, power, and the enduring human fascination with the unknown. Join us as we journey into the heart of the Russian Empire, exploring the intricate tapestry of events that shaped Rasputin's life and legacy. Where power, faith, and destiny collide in the enigmatic life of Grigory Rasputin. His story is a reminder of the complex interplay between individual lives and the broader currents of history. Born in 1869 in the remote Siberian village of Pokrovskoye, Grigory Yefimovich Rasputin's early life was as harsh as the unforgiving landscape that surrounded him. The village, blanketed in snow for much of the year, was a place where survival was a daily struggle. Rasputin's early years were unremarkable, blending into the backdrop of rural peasant life in 19th century Russia. He was one of many children born into a family of peasant farmers, a common fate for those in his village. His family, like many others, toiled endlessly in the fields, their lives dictated by the changing seasons and the whims of nature. The harsh realities of peasant life meant that every member of the family, regardless of age, had to contribute to their survival. Rasputin's childhood was marked by poverty and the loss of several siblings, a common tragedy in an era where medical care was scarce and disease rampant. These early experiences of hardship and loss would shape his character and future path. Little is known of his formal education, but it's believed he was largely illiterate well into adulthood. Education was a luxury few peasants could afford, and Rasputin was no exception. His knowledge came from the world around him and the stories passed down through generations. In his late teens, Rasputin underwent a profound transformation. This period of his life remains shrouded in mystery, but it is clear that he began to experience a deep spiritual awakening. He turned to religion, embarking on a pilgrimage that led him to monasteries and holy sites across Russia. This journey was not just physical but also spiritual, as he sought to understand the divine and his place within it. This period of spiritual exploration deeply impacted Rasputin, shaping his worldview and fueling his desire to connect with the divine. He spent countless hours in prayer and meditation, seeking enlightenment and a deeper understanding of the mysteries of life. When he returned to Pokrovskoye, he was a changed man. He claimed to possess healing abilities and insights granted through visions, a claim that quickly set him apart from his fellow villagers. Word of Rasputin's supposed gifts spread quickly through the village and beyond. People were drawn to him, hoping to find cures for their ailments and answers to their spiritual questions. Desperate for cures and solace, people flocked to him. His reputation as a healer and mystic grew, attracting attention from far and wide. Rasputin cultivated an image of piety and asceticism. He often fasted for days and engaged in acts of self-flagellation, practices that further enhanced his reputation as a holy man. Despite accusations of debauchery and manipulation, Rasputin's reputation as a holy man continued to grow. His followers believed in his divine connection, while his detractors saw him as a charlatan. Eventually, word of Rasputin's abilities reached the highest echelons of Russian society. The nobility, always on the lookout for spiritual guidance and healing, became intrigued by the mystic from Siberia. By the early 1900s, Rasputin's fame had reached St. Petersburg, the heart of the Russian Empire. Known for his enigmatic presence and rumored mystical powers, Rasputin quickly became a figure of fascination and controversy. His reputation as a healer and a man of God spread like wildfire, capturing the attention of the highest echelons of Russian society. He was invited to the court of Tsar Nicholas II and Tsarina Alexandra, who were desperate to find a cure for their ailing son, Alexei. The royal family, particularly the Tsarina, was willing to try anything to alleviate the suffering of the young heir to the throne. The young Tsarevich suffered from hemophilia, a debilitating blood disorder that caused severe and prolonged bleeding. This condition was not only physically painful but also emotionally draining for the entire family, casting a shadow over the future of the Romanov dynasty. Rasputin, with his claims of healing and his aura of mysticism, offered the Tsarina a glimmer of hope. His presence was like a beacon in the darkness, promising relief where conventional medicine had failed. He seemed to possess a calming influence on Alexei, often able to ease the boy's suffering when all else failed. This inexplicable ability to provide comfort and relief endeared him to the Tsarina, who saw him as a savior. This apparent ability to control Alexei's condition earned Rasputin the Tsarina's unwavering trust and gratitude. She believed that Rasputin was sent by God to save her son, and her faith in him grew stronger with each passing day. He became a close confidant, his influence within the royal family growing stronger with each passing year. Rasputin's counsel was sought on matters both personal and political, making him an indispensable figure in the royal court. However, Rasputin's presence at court was highly controversial. Many members of the aristocracy viewed him with suspicion and disdain, unable to reconcile his humble origins and unorthodox methods with his newfound influence. Rumors of his debauched lifestyle and his alleged sexual exploits with high society women reached the Tsar. These stories, whether true or exaggerated, tarnished Rasputin's reputation and fueled the growing animosity towards him. Many within the aristocracy viewed Rasputin as a charlatan, a dangerous influence on the Tsarina and a threat to the stability of the empire. They believed that his continued presence at court could lead to disastrous consequences for the Romanov dynasty. Despite their pleas for his removal, Alexandra remained fiercely loyal to the man she believed held her son's life in his hands. Her unwavering support for Rasputin only deepened the rift between the royal family and the nobility. This unwavering trust would have dire consequences for the Romanov dynasty. The growing discontent and mistrust within the empire, exacerbated by Rasputin's controversial presence, would eventually contribute to the downfall of the Romanovs and the end of an era in Russian history. Rasputin's influence extended beyond his relationship with the Tsarina. He became a powerful figure in the Russian court, courted by politicians, aristocrats, and those seeking favors from the crown. His alleged ability to influence the Tsarina's decisions, particularly regarding political appointments, made him both feared and sought after. Rumors of Rasputin's sexual escapades continued to swirl. He was said to hold orgiastic gatherings fueled by alcohol and driven by his insatiable lust. Stories of his supposed hypnotic powers used to seduce women of all social standings became the stuff of legend. While the veracity of these claims is difficult to ascertain, they undoubtedly contributed to the aura of scandal and intrigue that surrounded him. Whether he was a true manipulator or simply a pawn in a larger game of power remains a subject of debate. His enemies used these rumors to discredit him, painting him as a threat to the moral fabric of Russia. The line between fact and fiction blurred, making it nearly impossible to separate the man from the myth he himself helped create. As Rasputin's influence grew, so did the number of his enemies. Members of the aristocracy, outraged by his perceived hold over the Tsarina and the Tsar's seeming inaction, began to plot his downfall. They saw him as a threat to the monarchy, a destabilizing force in a time of increasing social unrest. Several attempts were made on Rasputin's life. In 1914, a peasant woman claiming he had corrupted her daughter stabbed him in the abdomen. Rasputin survived the attack, but it served as a stark reminder of the animosity he faced. The incident also fueled the belief that he possessed supernatural powers, as many attributed his survival to divine intervention. The outbreak of World War I in 1914 further heightened tensions. Rasputin, opposed to Russia's involvement in the conflict, became a scapegoat for the country's military setbacks. His enemies whispered that he was a German spy, undermining the war effort from within the Tsarina's inner circle. The rumors, though unfounded, further tarnished his reputation and strengthened the resolve of those who sought to eliminate him.